So good morning, everybody. I want to finish up chapter 14. I guess there was some more slides left, and I just want to go over these. And so we left off kind of talking about dividends, and there's an example here on stockholders' equity on the balance sheet of a Garrison Corporation, and they show the amount of preferred stock and the amount of common stock. Obviously, 400,000 is 100,000 times $4. Paid in capital in excess of par, right? That is the how much the stock has gone up above and beyond the book value. And so these total make up the actual value of the stock. Here's the retained earnings that was not paid out in dividends to the shareholders. So this is the total stockholders' equity when you add all these up, right? This all adds up to $2 million. And this will appear on the right side of the balance sheet under the liabilities. All right, so Garrison declares a 10% stock dividend when the market price is $15 a share. So the account balances will change as follows. So you'll notice that, just to go back, this was 700,000. This was, right? This was 600, 400, and 600, and that was 700,000. All right, so here is the 110,000 shares, and it basically times $4 par. So they're given a basically more shares, right? And paid in capital in excess of par is now 710,000. So the retained earnings is 550,000. So that had to come out of the retained earnings, right? And so the total stockholders' equity remains the same. So what you'll notice is that this was $1 million total, and this was 700. So this dropped to 550, right? 150,000 came out of there, and that 150,000 was distributed. I'm sorry, that 50,000 was distributed to this here. So this is $1 million, right? And now there's an extra 150,000 there, and this dropped by 150. So the total stockholders' equity stayed the same. All right, so let's go to the next slide. And this example continues, and Miss X owns 10,000 shares, and they go through this whole thing. And here's the recent earnings. And they give you an example before and after the stock dividend. She owned 10% of the stock at $15 a share. And here's her earnings, 22,000 or $220 a share times 10,000 shares. After receiving the 10% stock dividend, you notice she picked up 10% more shares, right? She owned 10,000. 10% of 10,000 is 11,000, an extra 1,000 shares, right? And they go through this math, and the market price of the stock can be expected to drop to $13.64 per share, which means that the market value of her holdings is $150,000. So the future earnings per share drops to $2, right? Because there's more shares now. All right, so there's just a couple of definitions here. A stock split is when a company, the price is too high, and they have twice as many shares at half the price. And like, for instance, Google, right, is like, what, maybe, I don't know, 1,000, or Amazon is 1,000. The price would go to 500, and you would have twice as many shares. And I'm honestly hoping that Amazon does split, so I can buy more shares at a lower price, right? And there's also a thing called a reverse stock split. You don't hear about that too much. And hold on, let me go up a little bit. I think I jumped ahead, right? All right, so I was there. And there's other forms of dividend, right? So it's at a high market price. They declared a 2-for-1 stock split, right? So they're showing you before and after the split. You'll notice the equity doesn't change, right? See, it doesn't change. It's just like twice the amount at, at half the price. If you have any questions, always email me. And here's a personal finance example of someone, what, I guess they're doing a stock split, and the math is pretty basic. So I guess they're splitting 3-for-1, right? So you go through that, and if there's any questions, you can just see. So you'll notice here what they say. Shakira has experienced neither a gain nor a loss on the stock as a result of the 3-for-1 stock split. But Shakira is a good singer. I enjoy listening to her too. I thought she's a good singer. All right, so that was it. I just want to finish up chapter 14. And, well, I'll move on to 15. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Alrighty. Send me anything you have in mind.